Today, the U.S. Supreme Court also issued a ruling on the deportation of Venezuelan migrants sent to the same Salvadoran prison under an 18th century wartime law last month, handing the Trump administration a win. A federal judge had issued a restraining order against the use of the Alien Enemies Act against suspected Venezuelan gang members. In the high court's 5-4 ruling, the court said the administration can resume using the wartime law to deport migrants, but added they must get a court hearing before being taken out of the U.S. A Trump administration decision is causing the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops to end a half-century of partnerships with the government to serve refugees and children. The president of the Conference of Bishops says the heartbreaking decision follows the Trump administration's abrupt halt to funding for refugee resettlement. He says as a national effort, the church cannot sustain the work on its own at current levels or in its current form. The Conference of Bishops will work to find alternative means of support for the people the government has already admitted to the resettlement aid programs. The Trump administration is ordering national parks to stay open during severe staffing shortages. The mandate says that any closures or reduction in hours at parks must first be reviewed by the National Park Service Director and Assistant Secretary for Fish and Wildlife. It's getting pushback from park leaders who say this will slow down the process of closing out of safety due to the weather or maintenance. The national parks also saw the highest number of visitors ever last year, and workers say recent mass layoffs are making it harder to handle the crowds. Beijing throws a monkey wrench into plans to sell TikTok to an American company so it can keep operating in the U.S. Fox's Jared Halpern has more on where a potential deal stands tonight.
If I gave a little cut in tariffs, they'd approve that deal in 15 minutes.
We're learning more about the potential sale of TikTok to an American company and the economic forces at work against it. President Trump told reporters the American government had approved a buyer and a deal was imminent when Beijing slammed the brakes, a retaliation for the new tariffs that went into effect last week.
We had a deal pretty much with TikTok, not a deal, but pretty close. And then China changed the deal because of tariffs.
On Friday, President Trump signed an executive order aimed at keeping TikTok running in the United States for another 75 days, giving White House negotiators more time to get a deal done that would bring the social media giant under American ownership and jurisdiction. Potential buyers are backing the president's move.
Better that this deadline was extended rather than try to force a deal through that might, Congress may not be happy with and might not comply with the law.
But with the White House not backing down from the tariff fight, it's not clear if China will sign off on a deal before the next deadline. And American officials have been clear the app can no longer be connected to the Chinese government if it's going to keep operating in the U.S.
They're all linked. No private company in China does business that doesn't have a direct connection with the Chinese Communist Party.
The Trump administration says it has no intention of renegotiating the TikTok deal, and it's standing by for a response from Beijing. At the White House, Jared Halpern, KTVU, Fox 2 News.